How's everybody doing today?
Good. Oh my God.
Perfect. Everybody hear me okay?
Jesus. That's sexual
Yep,
harassment.
yep. Right, perfect. We are here in the case of Mr. Fitz Robin versus the Blaine County Sheriff's Office. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right, let's go ahead and get started. Go ahead and let the plaintiff go first.
All right. Well, my client here was arrested on a charge that doesn't really matter. But he was placed into the back of a police cruiser, handcuffed, without his seatbelt on, and on the way to the police station, the said officer sped at high rates of speed, crashed into many objects, and really endangered my client's life. Now, luckily, he still had his GoPro recording, and had all of this was captured on video, which we are submitting as evidence. Which, Judge, you already have a copy, I believe.
That's correct, I do.
And Mr. Robin here, you know, he was really shaken up, and he's requesting $100,000 in damages. You know, mental, physical. He had some bumps and bangs and bruises from the ride, and also to rename the safety law in the city to be Fitz's law. You know, to make sure that no other citizens have to go through what he went through.
All right. Is there? I do have the video already, and I'll be reviewing that in my chambers after I hear both sides. Is there anything else you need to add, Mr. Rab?
No, I don't believe so. I believe the evidence speaks for itself. That's yeah.
All right, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. DA Wolf.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'd like to point out that the original charge does indeed matter. Mr. Fitz Robin was stole an associate, I believe it was Mr. Tobias, stole a airport vehicle, heavy-duty vehicle that's used for, you know, transporting luggage around, and were driving that recklessly around the airport, and were arrested on the scene. The officer in question, he transported them. At the time, the police did not have the ability to put people seatbelts in the back of the vehicles, which has since been addressed by the police. So there's no need for a law change at this time. The officer in question also had his lights on in the video, which is clearly shown. And on top of that, I believe Mr. Fitz may have suffered some kind of head trauma from his previous joyriding in a stolen vehicle, which may have made him think that the officer in question was driving into stuff when in reality he probably wasn't. Sometimes it happens when you're in cars to people.
The vehicle that he took a joyride in.
I'll give you a chance to counter. Go ahead and let him finish.
Okay, all right.
As we all know, sometimes when we drive in people's vehicles, things can appear a little bit more different than they actually are. You know, sometimes it looks like I might be going through a red light when actually I'm going through a green light. It depends sometimes like that. But either way, the officer had his lights on, and after a few instances where he did not do so, every junction he came up to, he was beeping before he came through them. So he was announcing he's going through on traffic. At the time, he was within the rights of the law. However, that has since been changed, and the police have been chastised for doing that and have readdressed themselves and made themselves clear that they cannot do that. But at the time, there was nothing legally wrong with the behavior of the officer in question.
So there's never been a law prior to after Mr. Robbins here, Mr. Robin, excuse me, I apologize. There hasn't been a law in the city before that cops can
In
just
regards
fly
to the
back to the station with their lights on.
in regards to the transport of suspect, there was unwritten law, but it was never really enforced. However, that has since been addressed, since obviously that is a safety concern to people. But the fact of the matter is, the gentleman did have his lights on, which does give him permission to go through red lights. He was also announcing himself via beeps with his horn before entering the structure.
I wouldn't disagree with the red light thing there for sure. I'll review the video again in my chambers, but I've definitely noted down everything you've said. Yeah, I appreciate
Thank you.
it. Anything else, sir?
No, I'm just good with the opening statements.
Say again?
I'm good with my opening statement.
Oh, very well. Mr. Rabb, you wanted to counter that?
Yes, Your Honor. You know, while yes, Mr. Robin here was joyriding, as the defense put it, in an airport vehicle. Those,
I hate to
go
interrupt
max.
you here. I hate to interrupt you here, but he was charged and did time for this crime, correct?
Yes, sir.
And he's not fighting those charges or fines at this time?
No, sir.
Okay. Continue.
You know, we know that those luggage handlers go max, 10, 5, 15 miles an hour. So he's definitely not going to sustain any head trauma from said joyriding. And the video evidence obviously shows that the officer in question crashed into multiple objects. If anything, my client received head injuries from those crashes. Now, there might not have been a legal standing or a law in place at that time, but there was a moral law in place. When you're transporting a non-life-threatened passenger, there's no need to be running through the city at 115 miles an hour to transport a prisoner or someone under arrest to the station to book them.
You can't object. Yeah, you.
All right, sir. Is that everything, Mr. Rabb?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
District Attorney, do you have anything to add to that?
One question really about this head trauma. Was there any medical practitioner who reviewed Mr. Fitz and found that he was injured in any way by the trip?
Mr. Rabb, you got an answer for
that? I don't believe there was. That's needless to say, there wasn't any medical examiners at the police station at that time.
Okay, thank you. Is anything else from either side before I go back to watch the video?
Do you wish to call any of the witnesses to the stand?
If you have witnesses, yes, please bring them up.
I'll let the plaintiff go first.
Mr. Rabb, do you have any witnesses?
Your Honor, the video that has been submitted is my witness. Mr. Robin here is still pretty traumatized from the situation, so.
Okay, and that's it. Just the video evidence. You don't have any witnesses.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. DA.
I'd like to call Staff Sergeant Donovan to the stand. Mr. Donovan, do you swear to tell the truth and the whole truth?
I do.
Fantastic. Can you please state your name and rank, please?
It's Ty Donovan, and I'm a staff sergeant in the Blaine County Sheriff's Office.
Fantastic. And how long have you been at the BCSO?
Probably going on 4 or 5 months now.
Do you know roughly how many prisoners you've ever transported?
No, not exactly.
Okay. And have you ever had an incident in the past where you've had a prisoner transport gone wrong, where a prisoner's escaped or attempted to flee, fly out of your car, etc.?
Maybe once.
Maybe once. Okay. On a day in
Yeah,
question, do
flee.
you remember what the original charges were for Mr. Rubman?
I believe it was the possession of a stolen vehicle.
But that's only a $5,000 fine, isn't that correct?
That is correct.
That's significantly less than what the plaintiff is asking for, of $100,000.
It's less by a great margin.
And on your transport of the suspect, why were you running with your lights on?
I was code 3.
Could you explain code 3 to the court, please?
So code 3 is when you're driving with your lights and your sirens on, and anytime you go through a red light or an intersection, you have to blast your horn.
Could you tell us why you were running code 3?
But at the time, I was transporting a criminal to be charged.
And in your eyes, did you see any kind of incidents where you may have hit vehicles in any way?
No, in my eyes, I did not, sir.
Okay. Do you think you were traveling at a safe speed for transporting a suspect?
Going code 3, I believe I was, yes.
Okay. And do you have anything at the station? Was Mr. Fitz complaining in any way about any kind of head trauma or anything requiring a medic?
Not once.
Not once. Thank you very much, Mr. Donovan. Your witness, plaintiff.
Thank you.
All right. Well, Staff Sergeant, I got just a couple of questions for you. In your eyes, is traveling at 120 miles an hour through a residential area, is that a safe speed?
No, it is not, which is why I wasn't at that speed.
And are you a medical professional?
I wouldn't say I'm a professional, but I do know a little bit of first aid.
Okay, so you're not in a position to diagnose someone with any head trauma.
No, no.
Objection. All police are trained with first aid and they're able to assess people on scene, so yes, he will be trained in order to do so.
Well, trained for first aid, but this is a serious medical condition.
Well, I mean, with the obvious symptoms, we were able to diagnose them.
Okay. Now, is it standard practice to transport a prisoner back to the station to be charged running the code 3, as you said?
At the time, yes, it was.
Okay, no further questions, Your Honor.
I think, sir. Staff Sergeant, you can step down.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Any other witnesses, District Attorney?
That's a negative.
All right, if you'll excuse me, I'll be back momentarily with my verdict.
It used to be in BCSO. Till I got transferred to state. I was kind of forced into it. I used to do both. And then they said you got to make a choice between one or the other. I don't know.
Hey, sir, can I ask you to stop pointing that flashlight?
I'm sorry, I just can't really see.
Freddy, haven't you got a light on your
Put that
camera?
away.
No, it doesn't work.
So I wonder how you got that in here, sir. You know you're not supposed to come in here without, with weapons on you, right?
Yeah, that's why I brought a goddamn flashlight. Hey, Sergeant. Is it easy being
Yeah, buddy.
cheesy?
Gonna stop pointing that flashlight. Hand it over to me, alright?
Yeah, alright, I'll stop
So get it
pointing the
back by the end
flashlight.
of the
I just
course.
wanted to say, you're not taking my flashlight. Get the hell out of here. It's away. I put it in my pocket.
Buddy, I'm gonna need your flashlight.
You're not taking my... come on. It's a flashlight.
The rules are simple, sir. The rules are simple, sir. No weapons in court. Come on.
It's a... you know what? Fine, take it. It's a flashlight. Take it.
Thank you, sir.
Oh.
Get it back by the end of the case.
Can't see shit. Joke's on him. I always come prepared. I got 2 flashlights. Like those
Jesus
apples.
Christ.
I'd rather if you didn't show off my crow's feet, Mr. Fact Check.
Ah, your feet are nice. You got nice shoes.
You got another one on you?
Yeah.
Come on.
No.
Unlike Mr.
Hand
Rap.
it over.
Alright, fine.
Hand it over.
Alright, I only got 2.
I bet you'll never find his third.
Oh. If he finds my third, he's gonna be seeing me
Check,
across
check
the
his
courthouse.
prison purse. All rise. All rise.
All right. I did review the video. A few notes here I would like to make before I put out my verdict here. The crime that Mr. Robin committed prior to him getting transported, no matter how violent, severe, or innocent that crime is, it does not negate the officer's duty to keep their passengers safe once they are in his custody. Okay. I did make some notes of some of these. At time 3 minutes 41 seconds of the video, the officer hit a sign. There was something wrong with the video. I couldn't see the speed. Prior to that, he was going about 80 before the video kind of messed up there. Time 4:07, speed was 90 plus on the freeway. 4:21, speed was 100 plus on the freeway. 4:23, he did graze the wall pretty hard there. Looked like he lost a little control, regained it, and kept moving. Just after he hit the wall at time 4:30, his speed was 120 plus. Time 5:17, he was in the city down the street from the car, from the police station. That one, he made contact with the car. I could tell that might have been one of the ones we were talking about prior to DA Wolf about that. And the fact that he stole a luggage cart and did all that stuff, he did his time for that. So that's not the issue, and no matter what the charge is for that, Mr. Robin is not suing for his fine reimbursement. He's suing for the actions by the officer, by the Blaine County Sheriff's Office on his transport back to the police station, which I find the verdict in favor of the plaintiff for $100,000, and that rule, the safety rule, renamed to Fitz law in all cases in the future.
Damn, way too.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mazel tov.
Thank you.
All right, case dismissed.
Thank you, Your Honor. You're free to go, Mr. Donovan.
Hey, do you do birthday parties?
Do I look like a clown?